called in tapeworms? Proglottids. Now, I'm on low power, so bear with me here. Here's an edge. Whoops. There's literally the edge. Oh, look, tapeworm on crack. Okay. Here's an edge. There's the other edge going down. You see any sex parts through here? All you see are huevos de tapeworm. No sex parts. So does that make it immature, mature, or gravid? Gravid. Okay. So that was the demo gravid slide.
I know.
Name this organism.
Oh, that's a mouse.
Hydrozoa. So we looked at the other hydrozoa with the two types of polyps, feeding and reproductive. Eventually, those medusa buds will swim away, and this is the medusa. So if I ask you general body plan, medusa or polyp, y'all?
Medusa.
Chunks of stuff. General body plan.
Medusa.
What? Polyp.
Polyp. This is attached. That's a weird little thing about, cnidarians have a couple of weird little things they do. They do that alternation of generations thing. They flip between polyp and medusa. Then you have the parts. Then you have their class names. So there's a little bit of weirdness going on. What's this object? Mouth? With me? How about these lumps? And this part, the part that connects it is the radial canal. Remember the radial canal goes through the center. Looks like the radius goes through the center. So what's the edge called? And these things hanging off are tentacles.
What is that edge called?
This is, it's, the photograph is 82.
84.
Yeah, parts are on 84, photographs on 82. So this is what the medusa bud, we looked at the polyp form of this hydrozoa. The little medusa bud is going to pop out. This is what it becomes. And then eventually it's going to eat a little while, and then it's going to find a nice place and turn back into a polyp.
So it's
Alternation of generations. That's one of the weird things about their biology.
The other page, that's a polyp. Oh, that's
Name this organism.
Oh, Trematoda? Turbulera.
Turbellaria.
Those are the two.
So is this thing free living or a parasite?
It's free living.
Free living. Now one of the things to keep track of that might help you sort this out. This is the cute one. And so the cute one with, what are these two commas? Eyes, right? And the lumps on the thing's head?
Oracles.
Little ears, articles. So the cute one is Turbellaria. The other two cousins, the flukes, Trematoda, and the tapeworm Cestoda, don't have eyes. They're not cute.
But they do kind of look.
They do, because they've got some body plans
Those
based on them.
pharynx things look kind of like
Absolutely, absolutely. No, there's a reason why there's some similarities. They have very similar body plan. The architecture is the same. Lifestyles are different. Body parts are different, at least, in terms of sensory things. What's the dark spot in the middle, y'all?
Pharynx.
Pharynx. You can see a little bit of the, what's this around it?
pharyngeal chamber.
Pharyngeal chamber. A little better contrast here. I'm trying to light up slightly. What is this?
Interior branch of the gut.
anterior branch of gut?
That's the gut, so the anterior branch. Don't let all the puffiness goof you up. So when I drew this for you in lab, I drew it as a simple fork. Okay. Here's the anterior portion, and then it branches around and it becomes the
Lateral branch of gut.
lateral branches of the gut. Now the reality of it is it's much more complicated in three-dimensional space, but that's not the point. Anterior branch bends around or curves around the pharynx, and those are the lateral branches.
I wonder if these things are delicious. Well, since they're not very sensitive, you could eat them if you had to.
Bear Grylls called, he could probably tell us that.
Probably less straw. I don't know about Bear Grylls. They didn't have it in the hotel we stayed in.
So the first thing for that is turbulary.
Turbulary, yes. And those are mighty, how you say it, piece.
Yeah, that's the filing name.
Sure, that sounds close enough.
Name this organism. Okay, so this is acute one in cross section, yes? So what's the large object here?
Pharynx.
Pharynx. Space is the
Pharyngeal.
pharyngeal chamber. Now you're looking at it as dead stuff in jars. How can you tell?
Brown rice.
A little brown rice. Little white threads are hydrozoa. Little brown rice are turbulary. Now if you sit there and look at them long enough, you can see their heads. You can see their little eye spots. They're big enough to see. If you just take a quick glance at them, little white threads, hydrozoa, little brown rice, turbularia.
Is that as big as they get?
That's as big as they get. That particular species. Now there is a species, I don't know if I talked about it, but there's a species that comes with certain types of imported palms from Southeast Asia called the hammerhead worm, and it gets much larger. And there are some cousins of those other planaria species. Actually, I think they're Dukesia. They can get up to 8, 10 inches long. Some of them can get to be quite
Those
large.
are better for grazing.
So in this, we need to know the file name.
I asked Phyla 2 or 3 times the whole
Oh,
semester. Yeah, class name, class name, class name, class name,
Right.
class name. Okay, now, wait, before I'm done here, let's hook up the power. Bring back some light. What's this tissue or structure on the edge?
Ectoderm.
Ectoderm. Turbulary. It's the same one with the eye spots in cross section. So ectoderm is here. What's this, part-wise?
Lateral branch of the gut.
What tissue is this?
Endoderm.
Same thing here. Endoderm. Okay. So if this is the ectoderm and this is the endoderm in terms of tissue, what's this stuff in between?
Mesoderm.
Right. So when you think mesoderm, think muscle until I tell you different. Okay. When you think mesoderm, think muscle until I tell you different. Name this organism. Trematode is right. Common name, what would you call this?
Liver fluke.
A fluke of some sort, or liver fluke to be specific, this one. So what's the thing that looks like a heart or a chicken breast up here?
Pharynx.
Small tube that emerges,
Esophagus.
branches into
Internal cura.
intestinal crura. Now again, remember your multiple choice. Crura just means it's forked or split. Don't let that goof you up. So you can cue in on intestine.
This one's got so many.
What's the black coil grow?
Uterus.
Pink antlers,
Testes.
kind of the pink kidney bean.
Seminal receptacle.
That makes this puffy business
Ovary.
yeah, that's the ovary's the hard one to see. So you got your parts, your major parts, the ones that are simple, uterus and testes. The 2 that are harder, seminal receptacle has a kidney bean shape. Colors are variable. Sometimes they're dark, sometimes they're light, sometimes they're both, like this one is. And then whatever shape this puffiness is between this object and that object, that is the ovary.